Metatalks continues with Alachia.
And Azixa.
Today's date is February 8th, 2014. Same day. Different dollar. Okay. We're going to talk about Born of the Gods. We opened up a booster box yesterday.
Yep. And some extra packs that I won from 2 separate tournaments.
And we pulled some pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pleased.
It's always very exciting to open those. I think the first time I ripped through the whole thing, though. Normally try to save a few, you know.
Yeah, it's true. We just sat there and just went through the entire box and all 10 Theros packs and just everything. And usually we do.
I like to go straight to the back to see if there's a foil and what the rare is. And he has to kind of look to see, is there gonna be something? I'll get to it afterwards. Like I noticed Magic nerds have their own methodology for opening packs and looking at them and trying to guess what the last one's gonna be.
What's it gonna be?
Awesome.
Do I get a foil?
I just go straight to the back. Oh look, sweet shiny Brimaz.
Yes, shiny Brimaz, King of Oreos.
So yes, we pulled Brimaz, King of Orescus. Yes, Orescus.
Oreos.
He's got Vigilance, Legendary Creature, Cat Soldier Man. Catman do. Whenever Brimaz, King of Orescus attacks, put a 1/1 white Cat Soldier creature token with Vigilance onto the battlefield attacking.
Cats everywhere.
Whenever Brimaz blocks a creature, put a 1/1 white Cat Soldier creature token with the Vigilance onto the battlefield blocking that creature.
Cat jumps in front of him. I will save you.
And everyone's excited about this card, but I tell you, I've listen to Wedge talk about it, Roxbox talk about it, you talk about it, and I still don't understand why this is so squeaky. Why is everyone squeaking about this card?
Because it's cheap to play. It's 2 white and 1 colorless. He's 3/4, which is very strong in terms of his attack and body, and his ability to just generate weenies. And he has Vigilance. He doesn't have to tap when he attacks, but more importantly is when he attacks, which he doesn't have to tap, he's just popping out a cat. And when he blocks, it's basically the cat's, popping out in, blocking for him. So
what's the difference between that and being, indestructible?
Well, indestructible is just indestructible. You're not getting more creatures from it.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah, in Standard, he's awesome. I guess people are kind of comparing him to Voice of Resurgence as being, the card that's going to, change Standard, and people are going to make tons of decks around it at first. So... we'll see, though.
But aren't there a lot of things that create 1/1 white weenies?
Not as powerful, not as effective as that. It's you don't have to do much. That's the thing about it.
This is kind of like the white equivalent to the wave. What was it? The blue mono blue card that's always used, Master of Waves.
It's not the same because Master of Waves. You just you put them into play and all of a sudden you have tons of little elementals based upon your devotion. So you have to do even less. They're different cards in the fact that for Master of Waves to be successful, you already have to have your board state set up with a lot of devotion. With Brimaz, it's more that you're going to play him and you're going to protect him and you're going to use him to attack to generate cats. And then you're also I'm assuming you're going to bestow him and you're going to enchant him with stuff. And so he's going to become more powerful and harder to stop because you want him to attack all the time to generate your cat soldiers. When you block, you're going to have a cat soldier appear. Let me just double check. Yeah, the cat soldier is going to block, for Brimaz every time. So you can pretty much block with him every single turn. And he's not going to die. The little cat soldier is going to die. And that's the nice thing about it. Is that he's going to be hard to remove and he's going to be blocking. He has a 4 toughness, he has 3 attack. He's cheap to get out. You can get him out. 3rd turn. So
he's just a generator of the white weenie tokens is the reason why he's so powerful?
Everything all together. The combination of his power, toughness, vigilance, cost, and his ability. That's what you have to look at when you look at creatures. You have to look at everything combined. And his cost is very, very good for everything he does. He is a mythic rare, so you expect him to be fairly powerful. Some are better than others, but yeah. For the standard format, I think he's going to be incredible. But again, we'll see when the tournaments come and see what kind of decks are made around him. Oh, and we didn't mention, I did pull a shiny foil and I did pull a regular which is awesome. Totally effing awesome.
I just knew that it was awesome. I still don't know why it's awesome. I think I have to see this in play in order for me to like fully like wrap my head around it. Just because I don't, the gameplays I like to focus on don't have anything to do with like
Cat soldiers,
fungi.
Yes, you hate fungus. the
Elementals.
So yeah, and I was thinking we were actually talking earlier about using him as a general in EDH, and I was brainstorming ways of getting him to work. But yeah, I think he would not be a broken general by any means, but he'd be fun, I think. And I might actually try making something tonight and just playing tomorrow, a Dragon's Lair for Commander Sunday, just to see what he does. Just make a mono white EDH deck around him, just for the heck of it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Then we pulled a Pharah, god of the Poli. So, indestructible, legendary enchantment creature, god. 2 colorless, 1 blue, 1 white. Indestructible as long as your devotion of white and blue is less than 7 if Pharah isn't a creature. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you had another creature enter the battlefield under your control last turn, draw a card.
Yeah, and for her, she's 2 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue. I was thinking, like, I'm curious as how the mono blue devotion deck with Thassa and Master of Waves is going to change, if it's even going to be viable anymore. Now that Born of the Gods is out. But I wanted to try putting her in the deck. At least 1, maybe 2 of her. And kind of change the deck up a little bit. Experiment with it to see if she would be viable. Because I think mid-late game, I think the card draw would be nice. Since sometimes you tend to run out of steam in certain games. But I don't know. I'm going to experiment and see what happens. I think the white in her might adversely affect the mono blue part, wanting as much devotion as you want to blue, but I guess we'll see what happens. She might be interesting.
It's pretty racist. Okay. Karametra, god of harvest. Karametra. Another god, legendary enchantment creature, 3 colorless, 1 green, 1 white. Mm-hmm. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to green and white is less than 7, Karametra isn't a creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a forest or plains card. Put into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library.
Yeah, this card...
6/7.
I don't know if it's going to do anything standard. I doubt it. But for EDH, I think this card will be very useful in some decks. I don't know, I've heard people go 2 ways. I think Wedge was saying it's probably going to become like the standard in like, EDH for mana ramp, for late game mana ramp. For some EDH decks that are going to, have green and white in it. And some people didn't think so. I think Rocks and Boxing was kind of skeptical. But I don't know, given the right deck, it could definitely ramp you up in mana mid-game for sure. And I was thinking about trying it in my Sliver deck, since I have the Sliver EDH deck. I have a Sliver Stone, which makes all creatures slivers. And so eventually she would become a sliver. And even when she isn't a creature, she'd be... With all the slivers you put out in sliver generation, I would be looking for lands quite a bit. Granted, I'd probably put all my duels out, like Forest and Plains, and reach the limit of like the Forest and Plains that I could put out.
But late game with your sliver deck, you don't need lands as much.
I don't need lands as much. Having as much mana as possible for that deck is great, but the slivers are usually at that point generating mana, given the mana generating sliver. That gives all slivers the ability to tap for colorless. But the other nice thing about this is I'm pulling lands out of my deck. And so I'm not drawing lands. Mm-hmm. And so it's thinning my deck out of lands, and so every card, every turn I'm pulling something, something that's potentially more useful than just like a land. And so, I don't know. We'll see how it works. The Sliver deck, depending on how it goes, tends to get ridiculous really fast. So it may not be it may not be as useful as I'm thinking. But I definitely wanted to try it. It is just 1 card out of 99, so we'll try and see what happens.
So then we have Champions of Stray Souls, 4 colorless, 2 black. Creature, Skeleton Warrior. What's the orange? Mythic Rare?
Yeah, Mythic Rare. Tends to be, I guess, 1/8 of a chance to get a Mythic Rare instead of a rare in a pack.
So this is for 3 colorless, 2 black, tap. Sacrifice X other creatures. Return X target creatures cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. For 5 colorless 2 black, put Champion of Stray Souls on top of your library from your graveyard. So I guess this is yet another one of those cards that, what did I call them? Dredging? Bottom feeding?
Yes, that's a bottom feeder decks.
Bottom feeder decks.
Yeah, not really a card I can comment on because I don't play a lot of graveyard decks. I don't play Dredge. I don't play stuff like this, but yeah, I don't know. This is one of my Mythic Rares, though. I'm going to try to trade it probably, unless you want to use it.
No, I'm not a dredger.
You're not a
I'm
bottom
not a
feeder?
bottom feeder. Not my style.
Not your style.
Medoma the Ageless, 4 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue.
Yep.
Legendary creature, Sphinx. Flying. Whenever Medoma the Ageless deals combat damage to a player, take an extra turn after this one. Medoma the Ageless can attack during extra turns. Now, this is interesting because it's another one of those cards that, like, if you don't play a lot, you don't really understand like what the extra turn actually.
Yeah, extra turns.
What that actually entails, like in terms of how much more power that is, because you think like in most games you take an extra turn, doesn't seem that big a deal, but supposedly I guess in Magic and especially EDH, that's huge.
Yeah, in Magic that is a huge deal. I mean, the card itself. Actually, this is my second one. I already had one. I've seen people use it as a commander, and it's worked well. But I think given the mana cost at 6, to get the Sphinx out and then also to get it attacking. Unless you can give it haste and you can protect it well, and maybe there's cards that let you attack twice in a turn, but I forget what it is, and I'm not even sure if it'd be colors that would actually line up with Medoma. I've seen it work well, but definitely not broken. But in general, taking extra turns is a huge deal. It's especially in a 4-player commander game where like you're only getting 1 turn to everyone else's turn, and so like I mean you go and then you have 3 other people to potentially like totally screw you up by the time it's your turn again. It definitely comes in handy. I've actually put this in my sliver deck because of the sliver stone, and I've put this out in Medoma was a sliver. So it gains the benefits of all the slivers, like can't be targeted, etc., etc. I can pull it to my hand for 2 life, and that was awesome. But if I don't have the stone out, definitely easier to get rid of with any kind of removal spell. So yeah, I think it only goes for $2 or $3 now. It's definitely dropped because I mean I don't think it's really viable in standard. So. Definitely a fun card for EDH, though.
Why can't you play nice?
I don't like playing nice. I like breaking the game.
All right. And then the last Mythic Rare, Flame Wreath Phoenix. 2 colorless, 2 red. Creature, Phoenix, flying, tribute 2. As this creature enters the battlefield, an opponent of your choice may place 2 +1/+1 counters on it. When Flame Wreath Phoenix enters the battlefield, a tribute wasn't paid. It gains haste. And when this creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. So tribute is the new thing here with Born of the Gods, which I'm not a big fan of, but I'm not. Because of the politics you said. The thing that actually makes it fun to play like socially is the politics of whether or not someone might decide to like gang up on other people with like the +2, or deciding not to pay tribute so it can like screw someone else up, or
yeah, I mean I guess
in
EDH the politics of tribute could be interesting for sure. I mean I guess
it's fun. It's like one of those things that's like it's just like the MTG aspects that like make people assholes that are interesting. It's what this is like, and it's like I like it but I don't like it. I hate it. I love to hate it. Hate to love it.
Well, I think in like a typical standard game, I mean, when you're looking at tribute, some of the cards aren't going to be as powerful as you think because like your mind on us. I mean, it automatically goes toward like the better effect that's going to be better for you at the given time. But realistically, the opponent's always going to choose the what's better for him.
Right.
And so you're not going to be getting as much out of it. Some of the tribute cards, I mean, either way, you're getting a lot for your mana. I think this one in particular I thought was pretty good. Yeah, 4/4. No, what is it? 5/5 flying. For 4 is amazing, and also, I mean, I guess the effect of giving it haste and having the potential to go back into your hand when it dies is also very strong. So some of them, like the Phoenix, I think is strong no matter what you choose or what your opponent's going to choose. But
green is strong too. Blue's not. I mean, black's not that strong, which is, I guess, why maybe I really don't like it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like some of the tribute stuff in black isn't a really good. It's not balanced as well.
Okay.
But
you want to talk about anything like specifically that you're excited about? Because you didn't put the thing that I was most excited about in.
Oh yeah, what are you most excited about that we got?
Vile Blight, which actually isn't even that an exciting card because it's not new. But to me, it's a new concept because
it's a new card.
Well, it's a new card, but it's like not a new concept. But to me, it's a new concept because I never actually have seen cards before like that, and until it came out, I didn't know they existed.
Yeah.
That you could actually have creatures go negative.
Yeah.
3, -2, -3, -3 until end of turn.
And that negative's nice because it makes...
It kills creatures.
Well, bypasses indestructibility, too.
Yeah, and it just kills them straight out. And
kills
it's like,
them straight out.
Which is my play style.
And it's an uncommon, so we got, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, so that was actually my favorite one. So,
so just other things I was excited about just from the pack is that the packs and the box I opened is I got 5... Scrylands. I got a foil Temple of Plenty, a regular Temple of Plenty. They're both green-white. I got a Temple of Enlightenment, which is white-blue. I got a Temple of Malice, which is black-red. And I got a Temple of Mystery, which is green and blue. And I already had a Temple of Mystery somewhere else, so I have 2 of those. And so I always like getting lands, because lands, they are like the backbone of your deck. Lands, assuming they're good, always go up in price slowly, some faster than others. And you're always going to need lands. And even when these rotate out, they're going to be good in EDH. Just to put in for just more dual-colored lands. Especially for people that don't have 80 dual lands. Like I do. And so, some of the other stuff I thought was interesting was Fated Infatuation. I might try that in mono blue EDH deck. Guild was a weird card. What is it, the black one? 3 colorless black. And you exile target creature, then you put a little golem. You can sacrifice it for 1 mana. Yeah, definitely a weird card. I would probably put it in a black EDH deck for removal, just, for the heck of it. I got a Hero of Iroas, and I was toying with the idea of trying to make a standard deck using him. You put him out, he's 1 colorless, 1 white, 2/2, and all your aura spells are 1 less to cast for each one of them you have out. I thought he would be interesting, and I'm very curious to see if people are going to put him in any of the white decks for standard and see if he works. I'm curious if people are going to put him in the deck with the cat and then put a bunch of bestow and enchantments in to make them cheaper. But again, I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. I got a Fated Retribution, which is awesome. I want to use that in EDH for sure. I got a Pain Seer, which I want 3 more of because I want to experiment with these in my Legacy Wizard EDH deck. I'm sorry, just Legacy, not EDH deck.
Wow. Did we come into some fortune I'm not aware of?
In my Legacy deck, I have a Wizard deck I've been experimenting with, and I wanted to try using this guy in there because of the Patron Wizard and some of the other tap effects. Perplexing Chimera, EDH, and one of my mono blue EDH decks for sure. Spirit of the Labyrinth, not sure if I'll really use her. She's kind of cool though. I know people using Death and Taxes in Legacy will probably try to run her. And I got another Plea for Guidance, Change of the Rocks, Soldier of Pantheon, I think it's probably my 3rd or 4th one. Another Shrine to Nyx, and I got a Bow of Nylea, which I may try in the Sliver deck actually, because I think a lot of the effects will be kind of cool. Giving all attacking slivers Death Touch would be crazy, and I don't think there is a Death Touch sliver. So I think that would be a nice addition. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. That's a lot of the rare cards. I got some other stuff, but they were less interesting than this, at least to me. So that's most of the stuff we pulled from the box and the packs that I won.
Yep. And as a sideboard, if you really want to mess with the Magic player, you take one of their legendary foil cards, and then you make a ripping noise.
Yeah, take a common
and take a common and then shred it up. See what happens.
Yeah, freak out. It's not cool. It's like a innate reflex to shudder and what did you rip? What was it? It's terrible.
All right. So that was our kind of Born of the Gods unboxing take.
Yep. Oh, and I wanted to bring something else up. We watched some recent videos where people do, I guess, binder
trade.
Binder trade videos. And I was wondering if anyone would be interested in that, because I do have a ton of stuff for trade. I have beta cards for sale, I have dual lands for sale and for trade, and I have some legacy stuff and a bunch of standard stuff that I don't use that I'd trade away for. I have a Tarmogoyf that I don't need, and I'm looking for Dark Confidants, so if people are interested, I could do like a binder video and see if anyone's interested in my stuff and making some trades. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
All right. Till next time.
Bye.